Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It is Marvin speaking. We're going to get straight into today's Streamline messages, which is the 14th. Thank you very much indeed for the new subscribers. Patricia says it should go further, and so it should, Patricia. All we want is justice for Jay, and we will fight on and help the family as much as we can. Jean, how you doing? I think this will go further as they know that it just doesn't add up, all the lies and cover-ups. Yes, I agree. Thank you for that. Chloe says, oh my God, these trying to rip people over cameras. How pathetic are these so-called accident groups? Are just proves to show how sad and low they really are, trying to rip people because they RIP people because the truth is coming out. Keep going, guys. Great group to get justice for Jay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Another story I see on social media was, this is by Gemma. Another story on social media was that it was the man's watched who owns the Airbnb, and that's why he was taken there. That's interesting. That would be Roman. That is very, very interesting. Very interesting, because I've heard a few stories which I will mention later. Thank you for that. Let me just take a photo, because like I said, there are one or two stories on Roman, and a few other things that can be mentioned in private messages. Thank you. She then goes on to say, when he meant to be, when was he meant to be a mule? How was he meant to have packaged that large at the pool party while he was swimming? It was swimming shorts, question mark, wet at the water, or while he was wasted. When was he meant to be moving stuff? A small quantity, maybe 30k's worth, 15k's worth seems a lot also. Not sure I buy that story. Why didn't they let him go then when the GoFundMe was up? I think what it is, my point is, I think he was just helping them out at the end of the day. I just think he was like a freelancer. And I'm not saying it was big money at the end of the day, but I think something got lost, not by Jay, by Brandon, I think. And this is where problems occurred. And they took Jay because Brandon's well known on the island. This is what I think anyway. But like I said, I never ever said it was ever massive amounts of rugs which went missing at the end of the day, but I do believe Jay got the blame for something that wasn't his fault. Gemma then goes to say there was a video I see on TikTok of Jay and Brad at Creamfields. When the video moves, Abe is there, clear as day. So they wasn't strangers at all. Abe says they wasn't strangers yet. Lucy said they was. Said that was strange. The BB door was ajar like creepy. Yeah. I agree, it was weird, Gemma. Thank you for that, sweetheart. Buckshot George, major cover-up, something happened on the beach, 100%. Never went to Damascus, certainly not alive. Justice for Jay. Yeah, I agree. But like I said, what we got to determine, which I'm going to discuss it with Ali as well, because we've got some points on that, is that someone who was sat on a stool on the boat, could it have been Brandon and not Jay at that time? I'm just wondering that. It's just a narrative. Let me know what you think. Thank you, Buck George. Joanna says this Joseph Morris has highlighted some real thought-provoking stuff in the beginning of this case. And if you read them back, now it's very scary. A feeling now conveniently says she didn't see him the second time at 8:15 a.m, nor does she recognize the blanket. Yep. If he had been given a charger, his phone would defo not be on 1%. Lie. Yes, possibly jealousy. Jay seemed a cheerful, happy, go lucky lad. And you can tell from the video clips, I believe he may have had his good nature taken advantage of and has got in with the wrong crowd. Definitely. But they are all making it out to look like he's some kind of rogue. Yes, they did. And I think he was influenced to get involved in selling of the rugs and the promotion of a luxury lifestyle. Jay's dad said Jay wasn't sure about going. Yeah. Joanna, you've made some really, really good points there. And I do agree with you. Joseph Morris, was another one who was brilliant on the case, and I do think he got a lot of grief for getting a lot of stuff right, because like I said, I don't think he even discusses the case anymore, but his videos were brilliant and he was definitely onto something. We move on. Someone says, I believe they overdosed him, incapacitated him, and was never at the villa. So sad when your own mates don't have your back. Justice for Jay. Thank you very much for that, no name girl. And thank you for subscribing. Emma says there was a 15-minute video of the beach in the beginning. It's vanished. Just like that. Yeah, no, I understand. But like I said, I think there was a little bit more. I remember seeing that longer version video, but I can't find it either. Thanks for that, Emma. Peter says, not sure about the beach footage. Whatever is being dragged must be very slight to be pulled across the sand so easily. To me, they look like they are walking at a casual pace. If it was Jay, I think there would have been more of a sense of urgency, urgency in case they were spotted, and if it would have been quicker and more efficient to carry him. But like I said, someone said, Peter, that they believe that video had been manipulated a bit. I don't know why. It's really strange. Thank you for that. Christine says, a honey trap Marvin, making him think she liked him. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think Jay liked Lucy. I do think that at the end of the day. But like I said, her affiliation with Tom Hilton says it all. Tina Girl says, Marvin, any chance you can ask the person if they can brighten up the footage of those on the docks? Looks like Ayat bending down to Jay, who has no shirt on, by the boat. Yachts, I have got a TikTok, or if you can leave them a message, please, if possible, thanks. Yeah, I will do. I'll do my best, sweetheart, on it, Tina Girl, because like Tina Girl, because it's very, very important. Enzo says, from day dot, I've asked people to listen again to the beach audio so they can hear Lucy shout Brad. Then another girl shouts Tom, while Lucy screamed, oh, Jay, what have I done? Interesting stuff. That's brilliant. Thanks, Enzo. Julie says, I've always said that this all happened on the beach. Yeah. Thank you, Julie. Miss Mo, you too. I've always been suspicious about the beach video. Said it right at the beginning of the case. I don't think Jay made it to the Airbnb. Big up for keeping this going. Thank you. Rest in peace, Jay. Thank you, Miss Mo. Appreciate you to you. Rachel goes on to say, I think there was an altercation at the club or outside on the beach. Jay was seriously injured there and then removed from the area. Jay was allegedly thrown out of the club. Did something happen? Then was he on his own? Or did Brandon leave with him? Were they all threatened? I think so. I really do think so, Rachel. If Brandon was threatened, then would he not make sense? He would call his brother, who allegedly owns a bar out there. If that is true, one would have thought he would be involved more than Ayab. Brad, I think, was in a difficult position. The friends he is on holiday with is missing, and he is now on his own in a strange country in the company of convicted drug dealers. I don't think he would have had any choice and would have done what he was told. He would have been scared. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Carney says that video is such bad sound quality. Most of it sounds so bad you cannot even understand it all. Why are they talking this footage has actually audio as well, and the sound does not enhance? Because you can hear it, but it could be more clear. I think there were better versions, Carney, back in the day, but I cannot find them now, my friend. Wax is on to you lot. Good job. You lot are shifting. Yeah, hitting yourselves. Thanks, Lorraine. Yes, he is. He's really, really on it. Margaret says, can't make out what the guy is saying. Private Eye says Jay was never alive in the Masker Mountains. He was dumped there 100%. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Private Eye. Janet, was Lucy there? No, she wasn't. She wasn't there at the end of the day. Definitely not. Thank you, Janet. Well done, Marvin. They all think they have done nothing wrong. Maybe if Ayab didn't keep changing his story like at the rest of them, we all would know the truth. And that is definitely something untoward happening to Jay. Thank you. It comes out now Brandon Lumlard was hunting Jay on orders from Ayub. Strange how they both got off quick together. Yeah, definitely. I agree at the end of the day, because Brandon went completely quiet and he didn't say the word, and we know that he was being protected by Ayub. I believe Brandon knows everything what happened to Jay, and I think he's fearful that if anybody finds out what happened to Jay, it's going to come back on him. Colette says, thank you, Marvin. The truth will come out. Justice for Jay. Thank you very much indeed. You are very welcome, Colette. Poor sound, can't hear it. Sorry, people. I think Tom H stabbed him. Then he was put on the boat. I think there is some truth in that. I really, really do. But like I said, I do think he was incapacitated as well. And the rugs took effect where he couldn't really defend himself. They were dragging someone. Yeah, 100%, Janet. 100% foul play, heartbreaking. Poor Jay. Poor lad was set up from day one. Justice for Jay and his family. It's about time all involved were locked up. I agree. Thank you, Susan. Hi, Marvin. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's a good job someone saved this, as it could be a clue and evidence. Yeah, I agree, Colette. It's very, very interesting, very weird and strange video, and it's just awful to see, because like I said, I do believe a big altercation with Jay happened on the beach and he wasn't alive for much longer. It is frustrating that Laura, the TT, has not spoken up about this or been able to contact the spaniel witness to ask him to come forward to the authorities and share his video. But not long after this, she was trolled by True Crime Tom and is since accompanied by him online constantly. Really? It's such a shame. It's such a shame, Pinky Pup, at the end of the day, because like I said, to have him and his videos would let us know that, extra basically support and videos would tell us a hell of a lot. If you're enjoying the festival experience, Ali, and want an insight into typical substance carrying sales use along the south, this is the Broadmaster coming up in the west or further east there, Boomtown, Victoria's and Reading over the summer. Thank you, Pinky Pup. Right, what was I going to say, people? If there are any big festivals, Ali if she's got the time, she will go to them and ask to talk to management and security and how the rugs work there. So if people can give me the dates of these festivals, I can then screenshot it and send it on to Ali Harris. Okay, thank you. Pinky Pup, Colette, Janet, Chris, nice to hear from you. Bobo, so many of you. Marie, Private Eye, Margaret, Lorraine, Carney, Rachel Chadwick, Miss Mo to you, thank you for subscribing. Luciano, Tina Goonagirl, Christine Smith, Peter Puckey, Emma Smith, the no-name girl, that's a lot like that. Joanna, thank you for your message. Buckshot George, nice to hear from you. Gemma, great messages. Chloe, thank you for your support. Patricia and Jean Carson, appreciate you all, people. Do let your family know about Streamline Entertainment and also Streamline Investigations, my second channel as well. There's also other topics, other videos about famous people and missing people on Streamline Investigations. So get over there too and subscribe there, people. A lot more videos coming out as well. Thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you soon.